Ladies and gentlemen, your 126th band. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a pretty big round of applause for the 5-star brass of the 126th Army Band. Specialist Redmond is going to perform our national anthem. Please remove your hats, rise and face our flag. Specialist Redmond.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, those broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? like to thank the Marine Corps League number 703 for posting the colors. We'd also like to thank the Governor's own 126th Army Band for today's patriotic music. At this time, I would like to introduce the Mayor of Muskegon, Mr. Stephen Gowler.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you once again for the opportunity to gather with you and to remember probably one of the most horrific and momentous occasions in civilization. This morning, I offer a greeting and a challenge. We need to remember D-Day, that day when civilization clashed on itself in an attempt to save itself. The American and free Western world sacrifice to free the world from Nazi and imperial domination was monumental for families and cities from little towns like Muskegon, all over the free West. But we are challenged because we're still at war, but without a full awareness, a fully shared awareness as a people, like during World War II, and because fewer of us have a direct tie with someone in service than at any time in the modern era. So we are challenged to talk more of war, not just in a historic perspective, but in the present tense. A present tense where we hold the suits in DC, the brass at the Pentagon, and the bureaucrats at the VA accountable day in and day out for the decisions they make. We must become an active citizenry, willing to advocate and serve those who serve and protect us, even to death, to preserve the Republic and cities like Muskegon. We have to be very active beyond memorials and annual gatherings, because being a citizen and holding ourselves accountable is a full-time job, especially when we ask our daughters and sons to potentially die for us. We can take away today the greatness of the D-Day sacrifice and hold it as a magnificent historic fact, or we can internalize it, make it part of our own citizen soul, and live it daily in our love and our support of our vets, our enlisted, our next-door neighbors, and fight hard to preserve and protect our liberties. That's our job. So right now I ask, God bless Muskegon, God preserve the Republic, and thank you all for being here today and the honor to share this day with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I would like to introduce Debbie McDowell. Debbie is the Charity Committee Chairperson from SAF Holland. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you. With the CDEX joining me on stage with the photo, please. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me here. I am with SAF Holland, Muskegon office, and I am here today representing our employees and the Charity Committee. Each May for the last 4 years, we do a fundraiser around Memorial Day weekend. We do a flag garden out in our front circle. You can see it represented here in this photo. What we do is we offer employees the opportunity to sponsor a flag for $1 each. They have the opportunity, if they wish, to attach a tag in memory of a loved one. We gather as a team of employees and plant the flags the Wednesday before Memorial Day. We leave our flag garden up throughout the entire weekend and respectfully take it down on Tuesday upon returning to the office. This year I'm excited to say that through employee contributions, we did raise $435. Our charity committee matched that, So I am very pleased today to be able to present a check to the United States Naval Sea Cadet Corps for the total of $870. Thank you.
Gabby, thank you, LST. Our next speaker is President of the LST Association, Mr. Scott Grant. Scott?
Well, welcome everybody to LST today. Give you a little rundown of the ship. This ship is 75 years old, was part of the D-Day invasion, made 30 round trips across the channel, carrying troops, supplies, and equipment across to Normandy, and then back carrying wounded and prisoners of war. This is one of 2 LSTs left in the U.S. Another one is 325 down in Evansville, Indiana. Today we are open for free tours. We do have donation boxes at both entrances, the front and side. If you'd like to throw a donation in there, we greatly appreciate it. I'd like to introduce Dan Wankel for a special presentation today.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming. It's a glorious thing that we have this ship here, and it's a glorious thing that all of you are here to help honor and celebrate this great ship on this very awesome anniversary of D-Day. All I wanted to do was to say a couple things about the ship. I won't be more than 2 hours. I could talk that long about this ship. It is just fantastic. But like Scott said, he gave the history of it in the war. It did earn battle stars at invasions of Sicily, invasions of Italy, and Omaha Beach on D-Day in Normandy, France. Over 50,000 miles it carried American troops and equipment over the oceans to help win that war. In 1947, the ship was acquired after the war by Sand Products, and it turned it into a car ferry that all of you, or many of you, recognize perhaps as Highway 16. Highway 16 came from from the Flint area into Muskegon. New cars, not used cars, were loaded with big side doors on the ship, moved to Milwaukee, offloaded, and came back again and did this twice a day until 1972 or 73, when the ferry service ceased. In 1998-99, another museum became associated with the LST, attempted to preserve it, restore it, and make it into an active museum. They did not make it. In 2000, myself and a couple of other gentlemen put together a board of directors, and it's history ever since, and you see the results of it here. Part of history, of course, is what you see when you go on there. I want to mention each time I get an opportunity to talk about new things. Most of you perhaps have been on, but there's new stuff, and you need to know what's there. You need to get in and see it. Good examples. Richard Mullally standing over here. Raise your hand, Richard. Richard has a project that's unbelievable. He's documenting every American soldier in World War II from Muskegon. Thousands upon thousands of them. And as he gets their story, gets their photographs, we put them up on the ship. And it's fairly new, it's a work in process, it'll be done eventually, but it's right at the bow of the ship when you enter. Don't hesitate to look at that. It is outstanding, it's awesome. And Richard has his personal business card scattered around that area. Pick one up if you have a loved one who is not up there. Richard charges no fee for this. He just wants to document the history of American veterans. So his phone number, his name, and his card is in there. If you know of a World War II veteran from Muskegon that you know is not up there, you're going to order Richard. Another display I'd like to mention is Richard Duvall out here. Richard, are you out here? Go see. But Richard Duvall, retired major from the U.S. Marine Corps. Richard has donated his collection of hats and helmets that he's collected over his career in the Marine Corps. He has donated to us 179 helmets. I've been in about every military museum I can find, and nobody has a collection like this. You need to get on that ship today if for no other reason you see this collection of helmets and hats. 179 of them representing 32 different countries. It's fantastic. Richard also donated a collection of ammunition. It's all inert, it's not live ammunition, but it represents high explosive, shape charges, tank rounds, artillery rounds, mortars, grenades, landmines, just an array of ammunition. It's just fantastic to see. Something you've seen John Wayne use all these years, now you can see it on display. It is a fabulous collection. The PBR, we have become associated with Operation Black Sheep, and it is founded and run, directed by this gentleman behind me, Robert Boyer, and we're associated with it in that we're going to display it at the front, at the bow of the LST. And you have the opportunity to get out there and get on that boat today. Fantastic. Ron Morsfield, Ron's over. Wave your hand, Ron. I wanted to mention on the project that Ron's working on. Ron has done some research and found out in Vietnam thousands and thousands of animals, dogs, service dogs, special purpose service dogs, were left behind in Vietnam to die, to be euthanized. They were material, they weren't brought back. Well, he's working on a project that will memorialize those animals. And Ron will be in the ship, he'll be glad to talk to you about it. Right up in the bow is an area where you can even donate to that project. And once we have enough money for that, it'll be a fantastic display. Raffle tickets on the quote behind me. Oh, I see. I had no idea that it was done. Anyway, the raffle tickets, on the quote behind me, the funds of it obviously are going to go to Ron and this project for the war dogs. Okay, the only other collection I want to mention, and I didn't want to bring it out because of the rain. I was afraid it would get wet. In 1942, that ship was christened. A lady in Newport News, Virginia, she puts together a champagne bottle and a fish net sack, ties ribbons on it. The ribbons were stitched with the name of the ship and the date of the event. And in her history, when she got to number 75, the 75th time she did that, the ribbon said, LST 393, and the date was Armistice Day, 1942, the 11th of November. So on the 11th of November, 1942, this ship slid down the greased runway in Newport News, Virginia, a brand new ship, and a 14-year-old girl, who was the daughter of one of the executives of that company, christened it with that 75th bottle of champagne that this woman had put together. Well, that ship, that bottle, has been returned to us. The neck of the bottle is still in the sack, the ribbons are still attached, very fragile condition, but we have that bottle now. We have it in a permanent display. It's on the ship, and it's not by coincidence, but on purpose, we have placed it right beside an American flag that just happens to be the American flag that flew on this ship at Omaha Beach on December 6, 1944. What a combination of it. So I'm sorry I couldn't get out here to kind of unveil it, but you be sure you get on the ship, and we have a lot of people glad to talk to you about it. So other than that, that's all I wanted to say. I had to give you a little bit of history, a little bit about what's going on in that ship. This is an important part of history, is an important part of downtown Muskegon. We work without tax money, we're glad to volunteer, everything is fantastic, and I think it's fantastic that all of you are out here. Thank you very much.
Dan and Scott, thank you very much for all you do with the LST. We all appreciate it. I have one speaker left. I'd like to introduce to you the founder and CEO of Operation Black Sheep, Mr. Robert Boyer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I started out my Army career, and I was in the 173rd, 2nd, and 5th Airborne research tours in Afghanistan. Both times I came home to the U.S., I was given a warm greeting. People thanked me. And I noticed that most of the Vietnam veterans made it their mission to treat me well. Well, when I attended Grand Valley State University for a bachelor's in history, I spent most of my time interviewing Vietnam veterans, and I realized that they had never gotten that same treatment. So I know people talk about millennials not doing much. I felt that some of us, I'm a millennial, can do something. So I reached out to some people. I decided that I wanted to get a boat that was distinctive to the Vietnam era. I wanted to get it in the water because nothing is sadder than a boat out of water. And I wanted to take veterans for rides. And so I started a nonprofit. I've had a tremendous amount of support from our local companies, from local veterans. It's funny because we always struggle for finances, but we never struggle for talent, resources, and material. So companies continue to show up and say, Rob, what do you need next? And I have a list of things. And each week, each month, we continue to take one thing off that list, and that boat gets closer to the water. So I'm proud that I'm given the opportunity to be here today to meet many veterans, to shake their hand, and to show you what that boat's going to be like. And that while the community will be available to them 5 days a week, that you can come and go for a ride on it, and then our costs will cover down on our days for our veterans, and our veterans will get to ride for free. And it's something that starts with Vietnam and involves all veterans. And we're not even in the water yet, and I see the difference in my chief mate and several other Vietnam veterans. In December, I got to witness a Vietnam veteran share with his daughter, who was 4 years old, his stories about Vietnam that she had never heard. It was one of those moments that I didn't have my phone on. We just had to be there with him to see him tell her that. And now she messages me a couple times a month when he's somewhere, something's going on in his life, because it was a big thing for him and it was a big thing for her to learn what her father did. So I hope that we continue to reach those people, that our veterans continue to find camaraderie in each other, and that we continue to bring something unique to Muskegon. So thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you being here today. That concludes our speakers today. Other than myself, my name is Mike Holmes. I'm president of Rolling Thunder Chapter 4 here in Muskegon, West Michigan. We partnered with the LST to bring back to Muskegon, support veterans assistance, veteran groups here in Muskegon. The major function of Rolling Thunder, in case any of you are unaware of us, is that our main mission is to publicize the prisoners of war missing in action and to educate the public. Prisoners of war missing in action were left behind in previous wars. Just to let you know what's going on here today, there's going to be a battle reenactment in the grassy area to the east. That's at approximately noon. We're going to be following that about 12:30 here on the stage with a special Purple Heart presentation. We have two wounded warriors from past wars that we want to honor with a plaque today. At 3:30 this afternoon, you want to make sure you're around there. It's scheduled to have Air Raid Muskegon. The Hooligans flight team is going to be doing a simulated attack on the LST when our reenactors are going to defend it. There's, as Scott mentioned, they have free ships tours today, displays, we have a kids tent, there are different raffles. And the City Princess has announced that the dockside bar is open today while she's in port. We will be having a closing ceremony here at 6 p.m. tonight. American Legion Honor Guard Post 9 will be securing the colors. And then at sunset, we have movies on deck on the LST. In conclusion, I'd ask that any motorcycles that are left in this parking lot, in this area, to please move your bikes over to the east side of the railroad tracks. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.